Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds podcast. This episode got a lot in store, guys. A lot in store. I have apologies to make. I have updates on the series. A lot of stuff to talk about next year. We'll talk about that a little bit. So y'all, sit in. Let's get wrapped up tight. Y'all just drop the gate. Here we go, guys. Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds podcast. This is your home for field trialing and deer dog hunting. It'll be stories and discussions on the world of dog hunting. So let's drop the gate, cast your hounds, and get ready for another episode of the Hounds podcast. When it's time to get ready for a field trial, deer season, or any other reason that you need to load up that dog box and you're in need of dog hunting supplies, look no further than Outdoor Dog Supply. Outdoor Dog Supply is the leader in online Garmin sales as well as the leader in Garmin and Tritronics trade-in programs. From GPS system to dog training aids to vitamins and supplements and everything in between. Put your trust in Outdoor Dog Supply. Super fast delivery, superior customer service, and a dedication to our sport. We are proud to partner with Outdoor Dog Supply and can't thank them enough for everything that they do for our sport. Visit their website today at outdoordogsupply.com or shoot them a call at 757-482-1000 for any of your hound hunting needs. Thank you, Outdoor Dog Supply. All right, again, everybody, welcome to the Hounds podcast. Like I said in the intro, guys, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. All 5 qualifiers are done. We have a field that is set, at least for right now. I think some dogs may not be coming, but we'll talk about that here shortly. Man, I tell you, hats off to all these pens, man. All the pens that we went to, Tower Hill, Turpin's Creek, Chalk Chuma, Wickham's, and Billy Pools. Those 5 pens, man, hats off to the owners. Hats off to everybody that does anything to keep them things running, man. Those pens didn't do nothing but rock. I know one of the things I do want to address, I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, your scores were low. And, it took me a little time to kind of understand and make that make sense. I was like, man, we are running so good. There's so many scores turned in. But you got to think, and especially, there were some hunts like Wickham's scores are great. I was thoroughly impressed with Wickham's scores. We are running the 5-minute block, so there are scores being thrown away. And you cannot forget, too, that these are one-class hunts. These are one-class hunts, so you don't have the benefit of a dog catching a third-place crossing and getting scored as first. And for those listening that don't know what that means, when you run a 2-class system, your dogs are ran together but scored separate. So say it's a derby dog, all-age dog, that it come out in that order. That third-place all-age dog is going to get 35 points. Because he was the first all-age dog. So I'm not saying that would have made a huge difference in the scoring, but it very well could have made a benefactor. But anyway, guys, I thought the scores were great. I did the scoring for the last 2 hunts. I had to put them in the computer. Miss Amy was tied up and wasn't able to make it, so I had to settle in and do the scores for those. And I tell you, man, the Pools hunt, it was the most scores that I put in over the entire series, not taking anything away from all the rest of the pens. I also had 30-something. I had 31 judges at Pools, but I will say that was the most entries, I believe, possibly over the whole series. So hats off to all my judges. We'll get into that more a little bit later. For one thing, I do want to do real quick, guys, before we get into some of my hot topics. This series was made possible by all of our sponsors. I want to give all of our sponsors a huge shout out. Joy Dog Food, Outdoor Dog Supply, Cajun Lights, Roxy Designs, Mike's Machine, The Masters, The Hunter's Horn, Chestnut Mountain Feed Company, Timber and Shore Hunting Supply, Wilkes Jewelers, Wilkins Outdoor Products, Doc Purdy One Stop Shop, Blankets by Big Country, Dog Tight and Carson Robertson, JB's Hauling and Grading, Mr. Nathan Lehman, and Mr. Austin Tomlin with the Deer Hunting with Hounds book. Guys, thank y'all so much. Everybody, if you get a chance, if you're listening, all those companies that I just checked out, support the ones that support us. Y'all check them out, guys. So, one of the hot topics. I want to address something from this previous weekend at Pools. I definitely made a mistake, and I did not catch it. This is a rookie mistake on my part for not having a lot of experience with the program. The Masters runs a 2 barking fault scratch rule. So if it's I'm brain farting right now, but on the 4, so like babbling, backtracking, running cover track, running dog track. I believe that's the 4 if my brain's telling me right. There's a 2 scratch rule in those. So a dog cannot be scratched unless it has 2 scratches by 2 different judges. I thought that the program kept that separate its own self. I was incorrect. I went back and checked the last 2 hunts because I did, enter the scores. I entered the scratches just because I was thinking that this, I thought the program kept it separate. Turns out it does not. So there was a dog this weekend, and the scores are posted from both hunts, so y'all can go on Facebook and look at the scores yourself and see. I made a mistake. It was hound number 104. It actually would have scored enough points, GTP to put him 10th if I'm thinking right, if I'm looking right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up in touch with Little Road Kennels and get up with them. I know there are dogs that are not going to make it to the championship hunt. So that dog I'm going to reinstate into the hunt because by rule he did not get scratched. I went back and checked all the other scores. There's no other dog that got scratched. I went ahead and just for my sake checked all the hunts. There's no dogs that got scratched in the entire series that would have been in the top 20 or even close to the top 20. I think there was maybe one that was maybe probably 8 or 9 positions out. That was probably the closest one. I think that one was last night too. But that dog is the only dog that is affected by this. I went back and checked them all. Y'all feel free to double check me if you want to. I will 100% take the blame on that. I want to apologize to everybody on here for that. So I will be getting in contact. I have to find his contact information for Little Road Kennels and see what's going on there. I think that was the kennel name that it was under. I need to double check myself on that actually. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out, and the owner of the 104 dog from this previous weekend at Pools will be getting contact, and I'm going to reinstate him into the hunt and give him that position. No, that will not affect anything. The only thing he's going to lose out on is a trophy. And I'm not going to try to get trophies back or none of that other crap, guys. Y'all just, if you got a trophy, you just keep it. Don't worry about that. It really is not that big of a deal. So, just wanted to issue that apology publicly on here that I did mess up. So, another concern I want to talk about. I did make a slip up at the Wickham's hunt. I'm not going to name any names. I've heard the chatter. I've heard the talk. I've heard people doing it. I've heard through the grapevine kind of thing that people weren't happy about it. I allowed judges to be in a hunt where their running partners or somebody they run with, or however you want to say it, whatever you want to look at it, was running in the hunt. Yep, I did. I made that mistake. This goes into something I'll talk about here in a little bit again. But the guys, and I didn't realize it until they got there. I asked all my judges months and months and months and months and months ago. I had them wrote down. And the ones that came, I didn't think they were going to come, and they showed up. They drove a long ways to get there. That's why I didn't turn them away. Also, at Wickham's, didn't have a whole lot of judges. I would have lost 2 judges if I'd have turned those guys away. I would have lost 2 more judges, and that very well could have made a difference. Could have made a huge difference. Another reason I let it stay. And again, I will apologize to everybody for that. That I will take 100% blame on that. I know it's not a good look. I know it's not. But the guys that were there, I do trust them. Secondly, I own the computer that these scores are being put in. And if you think for a second, I don't care how much I trust them, I would check my kennel partner. I would check anybody. If you don't think for a second I didn't go back and look at the scores and make sure that there wasn't anything funky going on. In the program, for those that don't know, you can go back and look at every single score that every single judge entered into that hunt. So I went back and looked and made sure, and nothing stood out to me that would have made me think that they were cheating. Another thing, if they were cheating, they freaking suck at it. They absolutely suck at it. If I'm getting somebody to cheat for me and I don't win that daggone hunt or place, freaking top 2, I'm going to be a mad sucker. I can tell you that. I'm just saying, guys, like, golly. If somebody's going to cheat for you, at least win the daggone thing. But no, guys, and no, I do want to apologize. I hear the chatter. I hear the words. I just want to come on here and publicly apologize. I know it's not a good look. It's something I did not want to let happen, but I will say it is damn near impossible to get judges for these hunts that somebody's not affiliated with somebody, or, I run with that guy, or I run with this guy. It's damn near impossible. Again, I'll go more into this later, but doing this all by myself, now don't get me wrong, and I don't want people that have helped out with this to take that the wrong way. But as far as the orchestrating and getting it all together, grinding up the judges, rounding up all the stuff, getting everything together, I did it all by myself, guys. And I'm not trying to sound biggity or sound like, oh, good job, blah, 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 But I'm just saying, I've got a lot on my plate, guys. I tried my best to keep it all straight and to keep it as honest as I could. It was still, I promise you, 110% honest hunt. If they did something to get them in, they did a great job at doing it because I couldn't tell. So, again, I will apologize. For next year, that will be fixed and will not happen again. Again, everybody that was involved with that situation, I trust them. I trust them enough to say, I'm not worried about it. Again, I checked the computer, I checked the scores, I checked the programs, guys. Again, I made a mistake. I'm owning up to it. It's not their fault. It's my fault. Guys, again, I apologize. So, you have all the scores available at your ready. The top 10 was printed off for you to look at. Every hunt. Every single hunt. So, for the guys that are talking, I hope that squashes that. I hope that kind of puts that to rest. I hope that y'all can still trust me with that. Again, like I said, I do apologize, and I hope this doesn't put a damper on the series. I've really put a lot of work into this, and the last thing I want is a dark cloud hanging over it. So, I just wanted to kind of touch on those couple things real quick. I'll get into some more other little topics here shortly, but at the end of the hunt at pools, we'll move on from my apologies and my mistakes. The Hounds podcast is proud to partner with Cajun Lights, who have jumped on board to support the field trialing community. Do you have nighttime field trials? Pleasure running at night? When you need to catch that next crossing at night, put your trust in Cajun Lights. Cajun Lights is a made-in-America product out of North Carolina who has been in business for over 25 years. These are cap-style and bucket hat headlamps to free up that extra hand for your voice recorder or your GPS. Whether it's the Cajun Micro Gator for those late-night feeds, the cost-efficient Cajun Bayou for pleasure running, or the top-level Cajun Blinder for field trials, never miss a thing with these amazing lights. All the lights come with a 2-year warranty and a lifetime labor warranty. These guys are excited to get into our sport, ladies and gentlemen, so be sure, if you see me at Hunt, come ask me about them. I'll have one of each style on hand ready to show you. You can visit their website at CajunLights.com, and their phone number is 888-773-3080. Thank you, Cajun Lights, for coming on board with the Hounds Tales podcast. Now let's get back to the show. So, as of the last hunt, the end of the last hunt, of course, there's going to be some kennels that don't come, possibly. There's going to be some guys that get in. But as of right now, at the end of the 5-hunt series, there are 52 different kennels that are eligible for the championship hunt. 52 different kennels. That right there is incredible to me. It's incredible. That just goes to show you how tight everything is throughout the whole series. How tight it was. How awesome it was that you can take in over, a 5-hunt series, 52 out of 60. Out of 100 placements, 52 of them are different kennels. To me, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes, guys. So, like I said, there are going to be a few dogs I know that are not coming. I think a couple of dogs might have passed away or been moved around, but I'm going to start making those calls this week to try to get the numbers out. So y'all be patient with me. I will be getting them as soon as possible. For the championship hunt, Peyton is my master hounds. Peyton Lucy is my master hounds. Me and him are going to start touching base, and we're going to do a strict invite only on this hunt for judges. I know I reached out at the beginning of this thing for judges. I'm going to touch base with everybody as much as I can, and it's going to be invite only. If I don't invite you, it's not anything against you, but I want this championship hunt to have 0 questions about it. 0 questions. I don't want anybody questioning anything that happens at the championship hunt. So that way, how do I say this? I don't want to get overboarded with judges as well. I think after doing this a few times, I definitely don't mind having the Stony Creek. When we go to Stony Creek, I don't think you're going to need more than 14, 15 judges. I really don't. I think that's going to be about your hot number right there. So if I can get, 15 judges that are 100% can dedicate to it, then that's what we're going to use, and it's going to be, I want to make sure there's as little to no affiliation with anybody running in it. That's a lot of different kennels. I'm going to do the best I can. Obviously, somebody's probably ran with somebody before, or somebody knows somebody, or hey, I've seen them guys hanging out. Guys, it's 52 freaking different kennels. Come on, you got to give me a break. We're going to do the best. Me and Peyton are going to get together. We're going to do the best that we can to keep the rip. There's as little companions out as we can, okay? So y'all just bear with me. We're going to make this the best that we can make it, I promise you. Again, I own the computer with the scoring program in it. As long as there's not another hunt that has gone in it, it is still in my computer. I can go back and look at it at any time. So guys, that is where we're at with the championship hunt. And coming up, I cannot wait to make it happen. I think it's going to be a barn burner. They got the pen right. The pen is right from whatever. I haven't been there in a while. I need to get out there and actually run it. But from what I understand, the pen is absolutely freaking jamming. So where do we go from here? That's the question I keep getting asked. I know in a previous episode that um I mentioned. Well, actually, let me start off this way. So we'll start with this. Next year, I'm looking to build a team. I'm going to try to build a team of a couple people that I can trust, that I know. And I'm not saying if I don't invite you to this, so please, when I say this, guys, don't get offended if I don't ask. But I'm going to try to build a team of a handful of guys that can help me with this stuff next year. Like I said earlier, I took it all on by myself this year with the organizing and lining things up and doing all that. I definitely had some people help me along the ways, guys. Do not think that every single thing, Peyton Lucy has helped me a bunch. John Molnar has helped me a bunch, getting judges for the, different hunts. And, I got to give a big shout out to those guys, all the pen owners, some of my good friends that have come to almost every single freaking hunt, man. Daggone MJ Hamlet, Robert Mann, a lot of those guys made it to a lot of my hunts, and they didn't have to. They had no reason to. They come out of the kindness of their heart, guys, and I cannot thank them enough. I really cannot thank them enough. There's a lot of other guys in here, man, that have judged almost all the hunts. I need to go through my judge list, man, and kind of, look at all those names. But, man, y'all are awesome. I cannot thank y'all enough for all of that. But as far as next year goes, guys, I fully plan on building a team because next year is going to be really neat. Been doing some thinking. We're going to take a quick second here and interrupt this episode and let you all know about our friends over at Southern Hound Hunting Magazine. Do you enjoy reading stories from houndsmen across the country? Diving into real-life experiences out there in the woods with working hounds of every kind? Deer dogging, bear dogging, hog dogging, small game dogging, you name it, the Southern Hound Hunting Magazine has it. And it's bringing it to you page after page while also spreading a positive image of this beautiful sport that we all love. Be sure to sign up today, and for just $15 a year, you can have quarterly magazines filled with nothing but dog hunting sent right to your door. Check them out today at southernhoundhunting.com and get in the hunt. Let's get back to the episode. I know I mentioned on a previous episode that I wanted to do the same concept next year and then run a 3-pin 3-day for the championship. So I listen, I do some research, I do some digging, I do some question asking. And here's what I've come up with, guys. I don't know that system was going to work. In my head, it's really cool. But in reality, in making it work, I don't think it was going to work like I wanted it to. I don't think you're going to draw the 3-day guys to a 1-day just to be able to go to another 3-day. In other words, guys, sort of some of the guys that don't know, the guys in the 3-day world understand exactly what I just said, and I understand it too. That's why I don't 1-day hunt. When you're 3-day hunting, guys, you don't normally run your dogs in 1-day hunts. Some guys do. Some guys will run them in both. But most of you guys that are hardcore 3-daying are not going to sacrifice a wear and tear on a dog to go to a 1-day hunt when they're planning to go to another 3-day. So I think you're eliminating a lot of your 3-day guys. And then a lot of your 1-day guys are not going to give a damn about going to that 3-day. They just want to go to the 1-days and have a good time. I think it's mixing too much. So I was really thinking about it, and I actually got to talking with a few people. It actually clicked with me when I was talking to Mr. Bobby Newman about it. So big shout out to him and everybody else that I've been talking to and kind of bouncing the idea off of. I think what we're going to do, and of course, this is not set in stone. This is something I still have to contact all the pins. I still have to get in touch with everything. So I'm not going to release any names of pins. I'm not going to release any dates. Nothing like that. But the concept is something I think has the potential to work. I didn't want to lose the connection between a championship hunt and a series. And this will make more sense as I get going into it. So, what I want to do next year, I still want to do a 5-pin series. 5 different pins, just like this year. Maybe stretch it down into North Carolina some. So, I want to do a points series. Yep, that's right, a points series. I want to do, of course, like I said, 5 different pins, 5 hunts. Dog with the most points at the end of it wins. So, how am I going to do that? Kind of like Pools does that. I think it's just like Pools does there. It's 20 points for first place, 19 second, 18 all the way down to 20th, and 20th gets 1 point. Add them up at the end of the season, and the highest dog wins the championship. No, you can't put your CH in front of your name for that. No, you can't. But, all right, bear with me, guys. So, we'll run the 5 pins. We'll do awards for each hunt. We'll do awards for, big time awards for the championship. What else I'm going to do is I still want to do, and make sure with the pins, I think I got the location set. I think I have them down and ready to go. I want to do a 3-pin, 3-day hunt after the series is over, okay? After the point series is over, I want to do a 3-pin, 3-day, okay? So, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. The way I'm going to combine the two is, I don't know if I'm going to do 5 for top 10 or the top 5 that in the points at the end of it will earn a free entry if they want it into the 3-day 3-pin. Whatever number I decide, 5 or 10, you'll earn your free entry. No, I'm not going to do like I did this year and, if first place doesn't want it, then 6th place can get it. I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to earn it this year. So, the top 5, maybe top 10. I don't know. I got to do some budget looking and see how that all looks. I'm going to make that's going to be part of your prize. Of course, the point standings and the point system, those 5 hunts are all going to have a separate entity from the 3-day 3-pin, okay? But that's how you're going to conjoin them. So each one will have its own prizes. Each one will have its own, awards, that kind of deal. Wherever, and whoever it may be, it will have its own system. I want to try to make it worth it at all the hunts. That way, and let's be real. There's a very real chance that, 1 or 2, maybe 3 dogs can start running away with the top a couple of positions at the end. But I want to make it worth it for hunts. Like if we go back to Pools next year, obviously a lot of these other pins only 90 dogs, 100 dogs are going to be able to go. I want to make it worth it at the Pools hunt for the other 200 dogs to still be able to come. How I'm going to do that yet? Don't know. We'll get there. There's a lot of P's and Q's. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of ideas that we still have to talk about. I still have to build this team. I still have to get these guys together. I have to get people to agree to it. I have to get people to dedicate to it, guys. But that is my idea. Next year, I want to do a point system. I do know one thing I want to do is you're going to run the same number throughout the whole series. That makes it easy on me. That makes it easy on everybody else. Most of your pens are going to be 100 dog limits. So we'll probably do, you call one day, you get 1 to 100, probably do auctions for the numbers with ones in them, the singles and the teens. You know, we're going to try to make this, I want to make this really, 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 really big next year. And that's kind of the goal with the podcast itself, the podcast hunts. You know, I want to make this thing grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. I want to take a second and talk about Frontline Optics real quick, guys. They are a sunglasses company that is owned and operated by frontline workers, fires and emergency services, guys. They have designed glasses with us in mind, with the frontline workers in mind, people that are out there using your sunglasses every day and don't want to break the bank and have a pair of sunglasses get broke and have to and just be out of that that crazy amount of money. Guys, these are high quality polarized sunglasses that are durable, affordable, and ultimately represent our lifestyle. In addition to that, a portion of all proceeds from the sale of these glasses is donated to First Responders Children's Foundation. It is in support of those children who have lost a parent in the line of duty. How cool is that, guys? So, guys, check these guys out, frontlineoptics.com. Go to their website, and when you go to checkout, be sure to type in the promo code Hounds Tales. That's TALES. While you check out, and you'll receive 15% off your first purchase. Also, these guys have a first-time replacement, no questions asked program. Be sure to check that out, guys. These guys are awesome. I can't thank them enough for jumping on board. And we'll get back to the show. What that means later down the road, I don't know. Man, I had an idea as I was sitting here typing this out. I was like, man, if you could get, regions of point systems, like, had the upper half of North Carolina and Virginia will run in its own point system or points series. Then you get South Carolina and the lower half of North Carolina running their own, kind of that concept. Have different regions will have their point systems, and then somewhere in the middle we'll have a big old 3-day where all the dogs from those will get together. The top 5 from all those get together, and then we still give away the other numbers. And also for the 3-pen 3-day that we will be doing, as long as everything works out. The other 90 or 95 dogs will be the normal style. It'll be a phone call entry. And all those details will be worked out. So it will be a normal thing. That way, there's no question with the chase. There's no question with the hunter's horn. We can make a champion at the end of it. I know that was a concern for the chase, was that they were concerned on eligibility of making a champion with running it that style. So that's something that, doing it this way is also going to eliminate that. That way, both whoever wins the 3-pen 3-day will be able to be crowned a champion, period. There will be no question about it, since it's going to be a normal style ran entry system, except for the 5 or 10 dogs that get a free entry into it. They still have to earn their way into it, but it's practically like them, it's that way. That's the only 10 dogs, 5 or 10 dogs, that's going to be different. So, with all that being said, guys, I just want to thank y'all so much. I'm going to get a little sappy on y'all here for a second. Guys, this year's been incredible. We still got a little bit longer to go. When I picked this thing back up almost 12 months ago, man, I can't, it don't feel like it's, I don't know, man. I told the wife, I said, man, I miss doing the podcast. I miss it. I miss talking about fox hunting. I miss talking about deer dog hunting. I miss talking about all that stuff with these guys. I miss it. I felt like I was missing something not doing this. I think we were sitting somewhere. I know it was 18 episodes. And I want to say we had right about, oh man, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot when I say this, but I think we were somewhere around the 6, 7, 8,000 downloads when we picked it back up. As of today, or as I'm recording this, we are sitting at 51,357 downloads. And that's just, I don't think that includes YouTube. Spotify followers alone, 755. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, everybody that takes 2 seconds to listen to me get on here and jammer on, talk with people, I cannot thank y'all enough. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Everywhere I go, every time I go to a pen, I go to something, go to an event, I feel it from y'all guys. I really do. I really cannot thank y'all enough. Everybody that's helped out in this series, man. This series was a wild hair idea that I cooked up in my brain. I was like, man, I don't know if I'll ever make this work. And y'all have made it a success, guys. Yes, we've had some learning curves. We've had a lot going on, as far as making all this work. I've learned a lot from it this year that I can build on for next year. But everybody that's made this thing possible, guys, I truly, truly, truly cannot thank y'all enough. There's been guys that have come. There's a handful of guys that have been to every single hunt. Every single hunt. And for those guys, if y'all are listening, I cannot thank y'all. All my judges that have showed up for all the hunts and come to everything that you can help with, man, I cannot thank y'all enough. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope this championship hunt goes well. I think this is going to be something cool. Getting all the prizes together. I don't even know how else to express it, but thank y'all. Y'all are truly, truly, truly amazing. Truly amazing. I can't wait to see where this thing goes for next year. I really don't. I'm actually getting excited about thinking about trying to plan this stuff out for next year. I love planning stuff. I love building things. I love making things happen like this. So, guys, we're going to keep trying to make this thing better and better. Keep doing better, keep doing bigger, keep putting a positive light on the sport, guys, man. That's something I want to talk about for a second. I made a Facebook post earlier on my personal page. I went to the Virginia Dog Hunt Alliance Shrimp Fest. I think it was estimated right around 300 people there. I don't know. I'm trying to think about the best way to word this all. I don't know why there was a lack of people. I don't know what keeps people from going to these events. For the guys, everybody that did show up, and this is my first one, so I can't dog on people hard because I have not been the perfect, guy. I cannot make it to all these events. I can't make it to all my hunting club. I've missed every single hunting club fundraiser shoot that we have. We have one once a month, and the way my schedule's worked out, I haven't made a single one, and I hate that. I really, really hate that. Before the past 2 years, I hadn't been to any. No, I take that. I think I'd been to maybe one DWR meeting before that. But honestly, I wasn't involved. But now I see how much it means that you have to be involved with this stuff. I don't know what we have to do to get people involved, and that's really what I want to know. It gets talked. I don't know if we're talking about it so much every year and it stays around and it's safe at the end of the year, and it's like, well, it'll be safe again next year, and people just kind of gotten kind of blasé about it. I hope I use that word right, but I don't know if people just kind of come dull to the idea of the possibility of losing it. I don't know what is going on to keep us from having big number participations at these things. I don't know what we have to do. I don't know if it's a organization problem. I don't know if it's a word getting out there problem. I want to know, guys. I made it on my personal post, and I'd like to really know. You can feel free to message me, email me, call me. I don't care. I really want to know what keeps people from going to these things. Other than the obvious, I know the DWR meetings are on work days. I know that they are a pain in the butt to get to. I know some people live on the west side of Virginia, and everything that happens is on the east side of Virginia. I know there's distance talks, but my buddy Heath Hyatt, if y'all haven't checked his podcast out, man, y'all need to check it out. It's on the W podcast channel. Y'all need to check him out. He does episodes on Wednesdays just like mine. Once I get done listening to mine, it's the first one I listen to is Mr. Heath Hyatt's. He does a great job, so y'all be sure to check him out, and make sure you give them guys a follow as well. They do great stuff, and are very committed into this sport and saving this sport. But Mr. Heath Hyatt, he had a great episode a couple weeks ago. I was talking about, what do we got to do? What do we got to do? I mean, what's it going to take? How bad do you want it? I'm pretty sure that's what the episode was called. It was called How Bad Do You Want It? How bad do you want it, man? How are we going to sit here and talk all this talk and mention a bunch of things and, oh, well, we're going to do this or we're going to do this, and then one day it's going to be gone? Are you going to sit back and look and say, man, I wish I would have went to a freaking DWR meeting and wore an orange hat? Or, man, I wish I'd have spent $40 on a shrimp fest and helped support an organization that does a lot for us? I don't know what we got to do to make people come. And I'll touch on a few of the comments that were made. I had some thoughts. I seen a few people had said that there's a lot more houndsmen than it was, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But here's the thing. I think it goes back to the quality over quantity to me. Yeah, we may have 2 or 3 times the amount of people, but how many of those people are our red flag guys, that sounded horrible when I said it like that, but but there are, how do we say it, are bad apples that we talk about all the freaking time, man. The Hounds Tales podcast has teamed up with First Form Outdoors to get behind the hunters. Yes, that's right, the hunters. We as houndsmen put so much focus on our dogs that sometimes we forget to focus on our own selves and our health. Whether you're in the woods racing to get in front of that big buck chase or in the wire for 5 hours catching crossings up and down the path, we are constantly draining our bodies all day long. First Form offers energy drinks, hydration products, protein snacks, and other supplements to get us back up and going while we are doing what we love. Show yourself some love and visit firstform.com, and that's the number 1, STPHORM.com to check these guys out. And from here on out at all hunts, I will have products available for purchase. If you have any requests that you see when you visit firstform.com, feel free to contact me and place an order, and we'll make that happen. Now, back to the episode. how many of those guys are it? How many of these guys that are just coming in and saying, man, I really enjoyed doing that with my buddy. Now I'm going to go get a couple dogs. Oh, crap. It takes how much to feed these dogs? Oh, no, they got to go. How many of these guys are that? Or guys that don't turn their dogs out at all year and then want to go on people's land during hunting season? What kind of guys are we talking about here? And also, if that's the case, and I agree with y'all. I do realize that there's twice, 2 or 3 times the amount of hunters. Where are they at? Where are they at? Why are we playing seasonal hunters, man? Guys, this stuff is not a joke, man. Like, I hope people realize that. And that's one of the things I'm trying to preach on here, is it's not a joke. We got to realize, man, that sitting behind the scenes is not going to cut it no more. We got to do our part. If you go to 1 or 2 events or meetings a year, if every houndsman across the freaking country would go to 1 or 2 events a year, that would be the difference. That would make the difference. But no, I mean, they're estimating, mid to upper 100,000 houndsmen in Virginia. And the biggest organization that we have to keep this sport alive has 300 people show up. Come on now. They should have ran out of food in the first 45 minutes. I don't know. That's my opinion on that. Let me see. Just trying to look at some of these other things I thought there was another one. I know some people said they didn't know nothing about it, and it's something I'd love to help work on with that. I don't know what we have to do to get this out there more. I mean, I know the Shrimp Festival was posted a long time ago. I don't know if it needs to be posted more. And, this Facebook, these social media algorithms, man, are freaking nuts. Like, I never understand how to beat these algorithms. It's so crazy. But, sometimes you can post it one time and it gets seen 1,500 times, and then the other one it gets like 10. But guys, just let me know. I'm just kind of curious of what we got to do to make this stuff make people get more involved. I really want to know. If you're not involved, I want to know why. I'm not gonna call any names out. I'm not that kind of person. But guys, that's all I really have for tonight, guys, or today, whatever time you're listening to us. Sorry, I'm recording. It's about 10:20 at night right now. I'm getting this thing wrapped up. So, guys, I just want to say thank y'all again so much for listening. Y'all keep up the good work in being a houndsman, guys. I know that sounds kind of cliche after what I was just talking about, but everybody that's out there listening and doing their part, keep digging. I can't thank y'all enough for doing everything that y'all do. Y'all are amazing, guys. The guys that aren't doing a lot right now, man, it's time to step up. It's time to put your big boy britches on, and go to a DWR meeting. You don't have to sit. I mean, you don't have to speak. Just put a damn orange hat on and go and sit. Go to an event. Go to a chapter meeting. If you're in a county that doesn't have a chapter with something, some kind of dog hunting affiliation, do your part, man. If you're a leader and want to get something started, get it started, man. Let's make this kind of stuff happen. So, guys, thank y'all again so much for listening. All right, guys, we'll be back with a guest for next week. And like always, guys, happy hunting.